weekend for the playoffs. It's exciting time in the NBA. I love the playoffs. This is when the NBA heats up. Everything's just awesome. We're going to start with the West first. Go right into it and talk about Clippers-Spurs last night. I think may have been the most exciting game. Not the closest. A little bit of a blowout. But, man, when Chris Paul and Blake Griffin are on fire, they are on fire.
Let's not forget DeAndre Jordan, man.
And DeAndre Jordan.
The guy was just like, not in my house.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just on fire. No, this is, we were talking about this before the show. I mean, San Antonio, as good as they are, they're an amazing team, but they're getting old, man.
Yeah.
They're getting old, and it's really obvious playing this series right now.
I mean, Pop benches guys with about 4 minutes left, just kind of basically, conceding the game.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give it up to the Clippers, though. I mean, again, they looked strong. They looked hungry. We were talking, too, about Blake Griffin, and just, like, you look at, like, the amount of dunks, like, as, like, his career has progressed, has gone down, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. It just means that he's opening up his game more. He's, maturing as an athlete.
AJ, after the big Clippers result, which was, just a huge game, if you had to pick, like looking at the Houston-Dallas game, even though Harden was there to step up, I mean, are the Clippers maybe one of the better teams in the West outside of Golden State just because of their teamwork?
I completely agree. I do think that the Clippers are better suited, and just because of the fact, Harden is good. He's really great. He put up some really strong numbers the other day, but he didn't necessarily have kind of that underpinning like the Clippers do. Dwight Howard, he only had 11 points. He's not performing as strong. But we look at the Clippers, we have CP3, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. It's just stacked on stacked. And so I think that puts the Clippers in a stronger position.
Yeah, that's actually one of the storylines that I had going into this postseason was like the fact that Howard had missed so many games. Harden stepped up, made a legit case for an MVP, but how is this team going to gel now that Howard is back? He had about like 5 blocks in this game, but got into foul trouble in both halves of the game. So that's not going to help them. So hopefully they work something out there.
It's tough because you get used to playing a certain way, and then somebody comes in there, it's like, oh, we got our starter back. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes not. Depends, like, we're going to talk about the East in our next topic. Derrick Rose comes back, it helps. He's not hurting the team. But with Howard, it's like he's kind of maybe messing up the chemistry. This was Harden's team taking over, just having big game after big game. But before we move on to the East, we got to talk about the Warriors, of course. Golden State, #1 seed. Everybody loves Steph Curry. He's the man right now.
Got to get the MVP.
But the Pelicans, they played tough. Anthony Davis had a big game, as he's done all season. He's one of, another MVP candidate. And they stepped up. I mean, they're not expected to win, but they played hard.
No, I think we all thought it was going to be a blowout. It wasn't. But that being said, I mean, Anthony Davis had a great game. Curry still looked amazing. I mean, that guy's just lights out. I mean, that whole team came to play. And again, it kind of shows the type of team, like a winner, a championship caliber team, that even though it gets a little bumpy, they can still pull out a victory. And that's what matters.
It was big. I mean, so I like the Western Conference games a little bit better. I don't know. I think
it's a great first round.
It's a great first round. I mean, I think the drama in the East is going to build.